past we're coming from tells us who we are, where we're going to, the struggles, all the battles and the pain. We're in the fatherland, right where we belong, Let's take a journey back there to where it all began. Let's know the history of a great Nigeria. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future.
As we have read all the stories written down by all our elders, we will tell all the tales to our younger generation. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
Looking at the past we're coming from tells us who we are, where we're going to, the struggles, all the battles and the pain. We're in the fatherland, right where we belong, Let's take a journey back there to where it all began. Let's know the history of a great Nigeria. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future.
As we have read all the stories written down by all our elders, we will tell all the tales to our younger generation. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture, yes we are the future.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
past we're coming from tells us who we are, where we're going to, the struggles, all the battles and the pain. We're in the fatherland, right where we belong. Let's take a journey back there to where it all began. Let's know the history of a great Nigeria. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
As we have read all the stories written down by all our elders, we will tell all the tales to our younger generation. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
Looking at the past we're coming from tells us who we are, where we're going to, the struggles, all the battles and the pain. We're in the fatherland, right where we belong. Let's take a journey back there to where it all began. Let's know the history of a great Nigeria. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
As we have read all the stories written down by all our elders, we will tell all the tales to our younger generation. We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are, we know where we're from.
Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride, diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future. Arise, O compatriots, young historians, tell me the story now. Diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
Looking at the past we're coming from tells us who we are, where we're going to, the struggles, all the battles and the pain. We're in the fatherland, right where we belong. Let's take.
Good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you're connected from. Welcome to the maiden edition of the Young History Competition 2023.
Benin Empire,
Facilitating trade and transportation.
1861.
So today we've gathered to learn about the vibrancy and the historical brilliance of 30 exceptional young people that made it through a very rigorous process.
A. Job creation and revenue generation.
B. Nnamdi Azikiwe.
A. Babangida. January 2002.
The Young History Competition is an initiative of the Restored Heart Foundation. It's often said that a generation that ignores history does not know about the past and the future. We have the tie here. Joy 75, Luwafemi 75, Chukuma 75, Malawi, C, Lesotho.
A. Sierra Leone.
The score is on the scoreboard, so you can now see your.
Tell me the story now. Our history is our pride. Diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
As we have read all the stories written down by all of
The Historian Competition is aimed at promoting the knowledge of history among undergraduates in Nigeria, especially at a time when the young people of our country are losing touch of history.
where we're from.
Our lives will compare. Young historians, tell me the story now.
Our partners are 14 Marine Services, Alice Caris Gas Limited, DG Piper, and Career Paddy. In this stage, 2 people will qualify from each region to move over to the inter-regional stage that will be happening on the 28th of August. At the end of this competition, 2 people from each region, 2 students from each region will represent the region at the inter-regional stage that will be happening on the 28th of August 2023.
Diverse in culture. Yes, we are the future.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
The Young Historian Competition 2023. I'm so excited, and I'm sure you are as excited as I am. That journey started with 30 persons at the intra-regional stage, and today we have 12 persons on the continuation of that journey. Which African country was the first to get independence from British colonial rule in West Africa?
Ghana.
South Roman Run.
Cairo. Alexandria.
From Southwest scored 1 point.
Kenya.
Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Learned a lot about the fact that there have been people in Nigeria for millions of years. Interesting. So to me, I was like, okay, so that's really interesting getting to know that we've had people in Nigeria for over 1 million years. The main objective of this competition is to create that interest, that spark. We have to get to research. Most persons don't know how their tribe came about. Every tribe, every race have its own uniqueness and value, and it's important. The only way people can see value in their culture or in their tribe is when they
We're like a strong tree with roots so thick and deep. We know who we are. We know where we're from.
Our lives will compare. Young historians, tell me the story now. Our history is our pride.
You can join us on the 12th of September at the university for the quarterfinal stage. It's going to be an interesting stage. It's going to be a public speaking stage, and we're looking forward to all the participants coming with their A game. It's really going to be very interesting. So far, it's been very amazing from the start of the competition. That's the day one of the intra-regional competition, day two, and of course we having 12 participants that moved to this stage. And today it was very interesting as well. And right now we have 6 people who are moving to the quarter-final stage.
Young Historian Competition, the keeper of African history.
Stage of the competition. Right? So right now, we rise up for the national anthem, the national prayer. Please rise up forever. Yeah. From around the world, you're welcome to the semi-final stage of the Young Historian competition live at the Bayero University, Kano. Right now, I have a co-host that will be joining me. And at this point, I want to make welcome Engineer Yunus Mohammed Musa, our co-host. Can you put your hands together? He's going to be co-hosting this wonderful event with me. So, no, just introduce.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. By way of introduction, my name is Engineer Mohammed Yunus Musa. I'm a computer engineer with background in cybersecurity and network forensics, and I will be the co-host for this program. Thank you.
And my name is Godson Wangpo. We're hosting together. I'm a nation builder, a public policy analyst, and I work with the New Africa Youth Movement, young people across Nigeria to mobilize citizens' participation in elections and democracy. So today we're going to be hosting this important summit. Just before we start, I would like to run you through what the Young Historian competition is about, the different stages we've passed through to get to this point, and the point where we are now. Right? The journey to get Nigeria to that ideal country that we want has been on for over 62 years. Successive generations has come and played their part and departed. But now, the mantle of leadership is coming faster in the direction of our generation. What are we going to build? The Nigeria that these men built, the Africa that they built, is not the Nigeria that we want. It's not the Nigeria of our dreams. It is not the Nigeria that we want to identify with. Now it is going to come to our generation, and all of you are here preparing for that time to take over those positions and contribute to national development. What are we going to leave behind for the next generation? What legacies and example are we going to leave behind for the generation? We cannot understand how to move this nation forward if we don't learn from the lessons of those that have come before us. Before now, there has been a lot of events and happenings in our politics, in our economy, across the nation that has led us to this moment where we are. If we don't have a knowledge of them and learn the lessons and never repeat the mistake, we will not move forward as a nation. So the task of our generation is to hold on to these values, to uphold our commitment to the knowledge of history and our ancient and enduring values. That's what the Young Historian Competition is about. We want to promote the consciousness of history among undergraduates in Nigeria, to understand the need for us to immerse ourselves in the study of our politics, our economies, our social landscape, so that we can navigate the challenges of our time. If we don't have a knowledge of history, we cannot be able to do this. And this competition is coming at a time when young people of my generation, of your generation, are losing touch of history. We are losing touch of the series of events that has happened in our national life. That's what we're bringing this competition to you. And we hope that today, you don't just live here like that. You live with a passion, with a burning desire in your heart to understand the workings, because we cannot take over the systems of government. We cannot take over the businesses and everything that promotes our national unity and national development if we don't have capacity, if we don't understand, if we don't learn these lessons. That's why we're here today. So this competition started with a call that attracted over 2,003 undergraduates across the 6 geopolitical zones. From 2003, with the help of an independent panelists and experts, top 30 students emerged to compete at this competition. And on the 14th of August, the first stage, the intra-regional stage, held. And we had students from 5 participants from each region compete within themselves in their region. After that competition, two participants from each region emerged to the inter-regional competition that happened on the 28th of August in Abuja. And after that competition, 12 students made it to the inter-regional stage. And after the inter-regional stage, 6 students made it to the quarterfinal stage that held at the University of Calabar. After the quarterfinal stage, now we have 4 of these amazing young people who are going to be competing at the semi-final stage here at Bayero University, Kano. And after today, 2 will be moving to the final stage that will be happening in Abuja on the 1st of October 2023 to compete for the prize. And the prize, like I told you before, is a 500,000 naira in scholarship, a 5 days all expense trip to Kenya, campus ambassadorial deals from our sponsors, and of course, free access to one of our sponsors' career platform for 1 year. So it's been a long journey from when this call for application was made, and we're here today to witness the semi-final stage. And today, these young people will be competing. We have a team of judges who is going to be here to engage them, ask them questions, and score their performances as they come here to debate. So we thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you're going to learn a lot from us today. And like I said, more than listening to them today, you have to ask yourself a question. What are you going to live with from here? The responsibility, the decision is now upon our generation to change the narratives of this country. I still believe, and I have hope, irrespective of the things that continue to happen in our nation, I have hope and I believe that our generation can make a difference. We can make a change. The reflection of tomorrow's society will be based on the ideas and philosophies of today's leaders. What philosophy do you have? What are the ideas that you have? What are your life priorities? What are the things that motivates your every waking moment? the Young Historian Competition is here to promote that consciousness so that you understand that important thing that we have to change our nation. So thank you so much for joining us. Put your hands together. Clap. It's also important to understand that we're streaming this event live to a global audience, so we have people connected from all over the world, across Africa, watching us and participating in this event. And to our online participants, you can let us know wherever you're watching from, put it in the chat, how do you feel about the event, and let us know in the chat box. Let's engage with you. Today there are rules that we are going to be engaging with. But before then, I want to introduce you to a slogan. So we have a slogan for today, which we are going to be, repeating consistently throughout this competition. Are you ready for that? So if I say Young Historian Competition, you respond the keeper of African history. Did you get it? If I say Young Historian Competition, you say the keeper of African history. The keeper of African history, Young Historian Competition. Are we ready to go now? So let's echo it together. Young Historian Competition. Young Historian Competition. The keeper of African history. I love the energy in this room. You guys are so awesome and so wonderful. Right now, we're going to play a very short commercial. And after the commercial, we'll welcome the SUG president to come and give an opening speech.
We are Alice Caris Gas Limited, an indigenous end-to-end provider of gas products that focus on distribution, storage, and retailing of LPG across Nigeria. As a player in the downstream sector, our business not only involves the selling of LPG, but participating by propane-rated generators. We not only sell LPG, our operations are powered. At Alice Caris Gas, LPG is more than a commodity. It is fuel that drives our operations in a clean and sustainable way.
Lola, a plant science student, felt lost as graduation neared. Unsure of her career path, she worried she was falling behind. One day, Lola discovered Career Party, a workforce development organization connecting professionals and graduates for career advice and job opportunities. Lola joined Career Party and started connecting with industry experts and exploring different fields to gain valuable insights and connections in order to remain empowered on her career journey. After a few sessions, Lola gained clarity and confidence through Career Party. No longer confused, she embraced her chosen path, ready for success. Remember, finding your career path may involve exploration and change. Like Lola, don't hesitate to seek new options. Career Party is here to support your exciting journey. Download the app from Google Play Store or Apple Store. Search for Career Party and click on the new app button to discover a world of resources to accelerate your professional growth today.
In BK Kano. His academic specialization is criminology with interest in conflict resolution and management, violence against women and girls, corrections victimology, among others. Mr. Maazu also engages in field research and has attended workshops, seminars, and conferences that border around methodology, violence against women and girls, corrections, alternative dispute resolution, ADR, peace building, and youth restiveness. Please give a round of applause for Dr. Muazu Gaddafi. So the next judge on our agenda here is Dr. Saminu Umar. And Dr. Saminu Umar is a lecturer here with the Department of Information and Media Studies. He is a member of the Association of Communication Scholars and Professionals of Nigeria, ACSPN, a member of the African Council for Communication Education, ACCE, October Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON, and Nigerian Council for Management Development, NCMD. Over the years, he has published several notable journals. Please permit me to welcome Doctor. You are highly welcome, sir. The next judge here on our agenda is Christina Musabaku. Christina Musabaku is a lecturer with the Department of Theater and Performing Arts here in Bayero University. She is passionate about working with communities, children, and young people to explore their potentials and maximize their talent for development. As a BOT member of ICAD, Initiative for Creative Arts and Development for Disability, she is a disability advocate, and as a researcher, her interest lies in the cultural and creative industry. Please permit me to welcome Christina. You are highly welcome, ma'am. So these are the judges that will be judging this competition from the beginning till the end. And I would like to invite the host of this program to take with you through the next segment of our agenda.
Thank you very much, Engineer Musa. Please, our judges, can you kindly move over to your seat? With a clapping ovation, let's put our hands together for our judges as they move to their seat. Keep clapping for them. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Keep clapping for our wonderful judges as they move to their seat. Keep clapping for them. Don't be stingy with your hands. Okay, Dr. Kabiru, let's welcome Dr. Kabiru to the high table. Please, sorry for that omission. We omitted him. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Wonderful. All right, now we're moving to the next thing on our agenda today, and we're moving to the debate proper that we're going to have today. But before then, I want to introduce the participants to you, right? So the first participant we have today is Luke Idowu from the University of Ilorin, a student of History and International Studies. Put your hands together for him. All the way from University of Ilorin. Thank you, thank you. We have the second participant, Rose John, all the way from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. She's studying Agric. Put your hands together for Rose. And we have another wonderful participant, Joy Adeboye from Adekunle Ajasi University, Akumba, Ondo State. Please put your hands together for her. And then we have one of your own. One of your own. Abdul Malik Isa Abubakar, a law student from Bayero University, Kano. Thank you so much for that celebration. We're so proud of these young people. They've made us proud. They've passed through a very rigorous process, and they are now at this stage. And today, you are going to be learning from their intellectual prowess. You're going to be hearing them speak, and I'm sure you're going to get inspired when it's that, right? today there are going to be several criteria that our judges will use to judge these participants, to score them. And it's also interesting to know that we've made this interesting. The scores have been divided into two. At the end of the competition, the audience, you guys and our online audience, will be allowed to vote. So your vote will account for 10% of their scores, while the scores of the judges will be 90%, right? So when the time comes, we are going to display the link on the screen so that you can vote. So for the judges, the criteria that will be used to judge them, we have their fluency and proficiency in the topic that they are discussing. Then we have their points noted and how they explain their points. We also have their opening statement and argument. We have their formal rebuttal, and we have their closing statement, and then we have their confidence level. These are the criteria that will be used to judge their performances today. And I want you to cheer them up as they come up here. So they are going to make 3 outings. First, they are going to come out for their first argument for 5 minutes. Then they go. They come back again for another 3 minutes. And then they come back for their closing remark for 2 minutes. Right? So at this point, we are going over to the first debaters for today. All right, I was just informed that the Dean of Student Affairs has just arrived. Please, wherever he is, let's put our hands together and welcome him to the audience. Put your hands together for the Dean. Please keep clapping for him. Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Shamsuddin Adamu. Okay, we are so sorry we omitted one of the judges while we were introducing the judges. So now we are going to reintroduce the judges, then I will come back and we'll start the debate. Thank you very much.
Yes, please forgive me for omitting one of the judges. I didn't make his profile available here. One of the judges that I missed was Dr. Kabiru Haruna. And Dr. Kabiru Haruna is a lecturer with the Department of History here in Bayero University, Kano. He specializes in social and intellectual history. He's a fellow of both the American Council of Land Society, ACLS, and All Africa House Academic Fellowship, AAHAF. He published many journal articles and co-authored and co-edited many books. Dr. Kabiru, you are highly welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kabiru. We are so sorry for that omission. So right now, we're going to the debate. We're going to competition straight away. And the first topic we're going to be debating today is the role of traditional institutions in Nigerian governance. So strengthening tradition or hindering progress. So it's a debate. And we have Abdul Malik Issa Abubakar, who is going to be supporting the motion. And then we have Joy Oluwatoyin Adeboye, who is going to be opposing the motion. So right now, we are making welcome to the stage one of your own again, Abdul Malik Issa Abubakar, for his opening argument. Put your hands together, keep clapping for him as he comes.
As well as existence of humans on the African continent, as well as the existence of African traditional institutions in Africa. The greatest emperors of Africa, the greatest empires of Africa like Ghana Empire, Borno Empire, Mali Empire, Oyo Empire, Benin Empire, and most recently Sokoto Caliphate. All these have contributed to the development and civilization of Africa before the advent of colonialism into Africa. Mr. Chairman, sir, the panel of impartial judges, the accurate timekeeper, our special invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Abdulmalik Abubakar Isa, representing Bayero University, Kano. I'm on the sporting side of the topic, traditional institutions enhance governance and cultural preservations in Nigeria. Traditional institutions have been defined by Wikipedia Encyclopedia 2016 as those social, economic, and political organizations and bodies which drive, influence legitimacy, and influence legitimacy over the tradition of a particular people. These political institutions, they have so much connections with governance. Without them, there will be no governance, because they were the first institutions that have been existing in Africa before the coming of colonial masters. Those greatest emperors I mentioned, they constructed the Great Hill of Egypt, which could not even be developed under the present civilization. These institutions have been contributed in numerous factors and areas. One, peaceful coexistence. Second, national unity. Third, national security. Religious tolerance, social and political awareness, and conflict resolution. And above all, preservation of our rich cultural heritage in Africa. Nigeria is a country with over 300 ethnic groups, over 500 languages, according to UNESCO data 2022. These ethnic groups and languages could not hear any language of secularism because they are more inclined to their traditional system. Therefore, their emirs, their kings, their obas and alapins must talk to them in order to have peace and unity. When there is outburst and social crime in Kano State, to whom do our masses go and lend their voices for solace and relief? To the emir of Kano. If it is in Yoruba land, to the Obas and Alafins. If it is in the Iba land, to the Edes and Igwes, because they are more inclined to them and they hear their voices the more than the secular system of governance, which is alien in Nigeria. Do you know that the emir of Kano has been advocating for peace, for example? Until his death, his most recited prayer has been, may Allah granted peace and stability. Allah ibamu lafiya da zaman lafiya, as in Hausa language. As a result of this, in 2016, both Sultan of Sokoto and John Oneyekan, Archbishop of Abuja, were enlisted among the recipients of Peace Nobel Prize because of their role that they have been given to the development of peace and stability in Nigeria. Secondly, national security. National security is sacred and sacrosanct. Without security, there will be no life at all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your time has elapsed. Thank you. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you, thank you. And right now, we're making welcome the second speaker for her opening argument. Joy Adeboye from Adekunle Ajasin University, Akumba.
Marcus Garvey wrote, "A people without the knowledge of the past history, cultural heritage, and origin are like a people without roots." Have you ever felt the impact of your traditional rulers? Have they done something positive to bring change in governance? They have become tools that strengthen corrupt practices in our present day. Thank you so much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am Joy Oluwatoyin Adeboye from Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko, Ondo State. I am here to stand against the case which states the roles of traditional institutions in Nigeria hinders progress. What are traditional institutions? According to Dr. Abraham from the Department of History and International Studies, AAUA, it defines traditional institutions as indigenous governance. These are institutions that are responsible for spirituality, history, and keeper of our cultural heritage. But this is so quite unfortunate that what defines true indigenous governance in Nigeria has failed. They have hindered progress, and I will tell you why. The traditional institutions lay the foundation of corrupt practices in Nigeria. And let me take you down to the line of history. What happened in 1800? Our traditional rulers compromised the integrity of our countries with Europeans, selling out Nigerians like a paper to them. They siphoned off the resources of this country together with the local governments. By the 1976 local government reforms and 1999 constitutions, it states clearly the roles of our traditional rulers as an advisors and fourth estates to the present day local governments. But what have they done? Absolutely nothing, but as tools to disrupt the peace of our society. Whatsoever that is foundational and has not been corrected from the beginning will be so difficult to control. Second point, they defiled our traditional institutions. How many of you know here that during the colonial era, the shrine was the first place whereby Nigerians were kidnapped out of this country for slave trade? People who entrusted a territory into your hands, how can you sell them out at a cheaper rate? Our traditional institutions are no longer a sacred place. It has been perverted by so many acts of evils that we cannot even talk about. How many of you are here and you are still standing on the existing indigenous practices in Nigeria? Absolutely no. They are the custodians of our history, but no, we are not practicing what is true to us in Nigeria. Leopold Sédar Senghor of Senegal, he said that in his negritude, if we do not embrace our true identity as Africans, we will become objects of ridicules. In Nigeria now, we are objects of ridicules. How many of you are proud to even put on your true attire to classes now? You are a law student, Mr. Abu Malik. You wear white and black to class. If I wear this type of attire to class in this present day time, I will be laughed and mocked. What else have they done again to hinder governance? What else have they done to hinder governance? Our political institutions has already been politicized. They pay to get all these positions, which is not supposed to be so. All our traditional institutions are held to be from the procedures of laid down rules and regulations by our traditional systems. You would agree with me, our traditional institutions and traditional rulers who are the keeper of all these things are nothing but failure. And they have done nothing absolutely possible to keep our history. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Let me call on the first speaker again to come for the Poma rebuttal again. Let me remind you of the topic. The topic of discussion is the role of traditional institutions in Nigerian governance, strengthening institution or hindering progress. Mr. Abubakar.
Look at the second speaker. Very contradictory statements she has been making. Look at her own outfits, her wearing, her costume. Is it not the benefit of our traditional rulers that she get to know our tradition and even wear these clothes? She has said that the Western people, the colonial masters, they got slaves from our traditional rulers. Has she forgotten that King Jaja of Opobo was exiled because he depended his own people and stood to see the preservation of his own cultures? Likewise, the Sultan of Sokoto at Tahiru was killed because he stood by justice and fairness of his own people because he wanted to preserve their culture and stand for their development. I also want to include to you and mention it to you that our traditional rulers, in terms of the security they give, take the issue of Abdullahi Bayero as example. Abdullahi Bayero, after which this university had been named, was the one who, during Kano riots, came over the media when people were slaughtered in Kano by Kano people as a result of attacks that happened all over the country, and said, stop doing that because they are a threat to our national security. From then, everyone get to his own senses. Likewise, Emi Ado Bayero, in 2004, the same thing he did as a result of Plateau massacre in Yerwan Shandam. People were being massacred in Kano. He also came out over the media and said to people of Kano, stop it, threat to our national security. We cannot tolerate that in Nigeria. And it stopped instantly. Also, we have it, our traditional rulers in terms of public awareness. Even the Secretary of U.S., John Kerry, came to Nigeria for a thank you visit to the Sultan of Sokoto and said, Sultan, the Nigerian government could not kill polio for over 30 years, but you and traditional rulers killed polio. Nigeria is now polio free. Who can do that except a traditional ruler like the Sultan of Sokoto? Nobody except him. That is our traditional rulers. They have been doing it annually. The greatest festivals that attract people all over the world to come to Kano for Daba, to Eyo Lagos for the Lagos Annual Festival, to Carnival Carnival for the exhibition of the rich cultural heritage of Calabar, and so many cultural exhibitions. They say, she said, they are corrupt. How corrupt are they? People that are not even civil servants. From where do they corrupt the money from? Are they civil servants? They are volunteers.
Thank you so much. So, yes, the hall is already sparking. There is an exploration of idea. Everywhere is exploding. Let me call on the next speaker in the person of Joy Adeboye to come and oppose the motion.
Abdulmalik Issa, objection to your position. Let me take you down to the line of history. History will remember those who want to remember, and they will forget those they want to forget. Data of Okombo that you mentioned, you never stated your evidence on your positions. From my own research from Crime Museum and Documentation Center, these traditional rulers were the one that laid the foundations of slavery in Nigeria. Slavery has been a system in Nigeria before. So how can you tell me when people come into your land and introduce something to you, definitely you will accept it. You say that they are not civil servants. They are puppets. Right from the era of colonialism in Nigeria, they have always been puppets. They are just puppets that are directed. Go here, you will go. Go there, you will go. They are advisory by the 1976 local government reform. They serve as advisors to the local government. And with this, if election wants to take place in Nigeria, who do they consult? They consult traditional rulers. They know you cannot vote for them if they did not cooperate with them. With that, these traditional rulers, they are stakeholders in governance. They have key roles to play, but because they are taking graft, when you are a thief, it will be difficult for you to say the truth. They are part of those that strengthen bad governance in Nigeria. Take a look at the insecurity that is ravaging all over our country. What have they done? If we are to stand by the protocols of our indigenous system in Nigeria, I am telling you our traditional institution will flush them out. I am a Yoruba girl. If you use the system of Ogun, if you steal and you use the system of Ogun to swear, if you are not responsible for that thing, it will kill you. Opposition to your positions, you talk about peace resolution. They don't resolve peace in Nigeria. The community where I come from, the traditional ruler who is there, strengthen domestic violence against women. The traditional rulers in this community, if you bring a case to him, he will ask for money. And if it is in a case whereby the person asks money, he will rather favor the person that asks money than the person who actually needs justice. So, Abdulmalik, your positions are not tenable enough to tell me that traditional rulers are not corrupt. They are very, very corrupt in Nigeria. Our indigenous system stand on morality, but they do not practice what morality is. Recently, ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo ordered all traditional rulers to get up to their feet. This is the greatest, highest insult against them.
It's getting hotter. Great Nigerian students. Are you enjoying this? Okay, right now we're welcome again Abdulmalik Issa Abubakar to come and give his closing remark. Put your hands together for him, his closing speech.
Very laughable. If you look at this speaker, what she has been saying. What she mentioned was not even clear as to the true facts of what is there inside the books. I refer you to the famous book on the colonialism about Nigeria, which is authored by Max Solion, How British Colonized Nigeria. You will see how King Jaja of Obobo was exiled out of Nigeria due to the prevention and standing for his own people. And I want to mention to you, please take issue of unity. Unity of this country is far above than anything. That is why it is even in the motto of Nigeria. for I, as a Muslim from Kano State, to go to Lagos and become a governor or commissioner? Can somebody from Igbo land go to Sokoto and become a governor or a commissioner? But only traditional Jews do that. Do you know how they do it? Mr. Rochas Okorocha, former governor of Imo State, a Christian, an Igbo man from southeastern Nigeria, was granted a title of NG Kon Sokoto by the Sultan of Sokoto. How unity is this? Malam Muhammadu Buhari, former immediate past president of Nigeria, was offered the traditional title of Obuabu of Abia State by Eze of Abia State in order to show unity, cohesion, and understanding and togetherness as Nigerians. Jagaban. Jagaban is a Hausa word from Hausa states. Jagaban, that is President Asuwaju, was granted this title in Niger State by the Emirate of Borgu as Jagaban Borgu in order to show unity among Nigerians. Only traditional rulers can do that. Nobody except them that can do that. I want to complete my statement by saying traditional rulers play a vital role to enhance governance, development, peace, and progress in Nigeria. Nobody except them that can do that.
This is getting hotter. So finally, we are making welcome Joy Adeboye to come and give his closing argument. Put your hands together for her.
Abdulmalik here, sir. As an historian, I deal with facts and figures. I don't deal with adulterated books that has been infiltrated and adulterated by those who have taken the truth away from us in Nigeria. I embarked on a physical research to unfold the failures of our traditional governance. Go online, you will not even see the answers there. I do not deny the fact that the constitutions recognize the roles of traditional governance. But our life is very, very sacred. Traditional rulers do not respect human life. They still engage themselves in killing human beings just for them to appease the society. Have you forgotten that Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914? Nigeria exists as an empire. We exist individually before then. In conclusion, still standing on all existing protocols, all our traditional rulers, they are failures. And you would agree with me. What change have they bring to your community? How can a community be existing for 20 years to 30 years without light? We have so many dilapidated schools. Children sitting down on the floor with nothing. And yet, what have they done? You don't bring in religion into culture, Abdulmalik. We are talking about culture and our history. And on this ground, governance is everybody's business. Our traditional rulers are stakeholders, and with that, they are failures.
This is fire. Fire everywhere. Great Nigerian students! Great Nigerian students! Are you feeling the fire? Are you feeling the heat? Are you inspired? All right, we're going to do something now. We're going to go on a commercial break. And after that, we're going to invite the next set of debaters. But before then, I want you to pull out your phone. Let's do an exercise. Bring out your phones. Young historian competition. The keeper of African history. All right, so just take a selfie from where you are and then post on social media, hashtag YHC2023. Tell us how you feel about the competition. Please, let's do it. Let's do it. Our audience online, you can tell us how you feel through the chat. Engage us through the chat. Tell us how you feel about the participants. Please. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you are very active. Just take a selfie, post it. You can post it on the groups in your school, maybe to let more people to join to come, okay? So please, we are pleading with you, and please follow us on social media, the Restored Hearts Foundation, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right. So who is doing it? Eh? Don't worry, we're going on hotspot. So I want to see who is doing it. Thank you very much. Thank you as you continue to do it. So right now we're going to go on a commercial break, and when we are back, we introduce the next set of debaters. Thank you so much.